Hi everyone, this is John with Sir Winston Honeybees. Today is Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. We're in Northeast Ohio. It is 81 degrees outside, but all those things aren't important because today is the day that all beekeepers wait for. Today we are extracting honey. This is what we work for, obviously, to get honey from these hives. Unless we're commercial beekeepers, we're sending our hives to California or wherever else to pollinate somebody else's orchards. Today's the day. So, I'm very excited, and I'm going to take you through the whole process today. So we're going to get to, obviously, talking a little bit about what's going on with the hives. And let's start with our green hive right here. So we were just in a couple of days ago just to check the queen situation. We also did a mite check, and we're looking good on mites on both hives. But that one has a relatively new queen, as you remember from my last video. And that queen is finally laying, although she's laying like a young queen. She hasn't quite figured out her way. She has room to lay. There's plenty of open comb and open cells, so I'm sure she'll get to it sooner or later. However, we are in July, and so we're getting a little bit late in the honeybee season, you know, as we are now reaching the middle of summer, past the middle of summer. Oh, we are the middle of summer. And so anyway, so the situation is, when I looked at the honey supers on this hive a couple of days ago, we have one honey super that's full of honey. It's ready to go. And then we have a second honey super, which they haven't really started. That one has some drawn comb, some undrawn comb. So what I did was I actually placed it underneath the top super, hoping that the bees work their way up, right? They like to chimney upward, and they'll start working on that. We are in a little bit of a dearth right now, even though we do have some trees flowering, not a lot of flowers out there for pollen. So it's likely that after this honey extraction, we might feed these hives a little bit with some sugar water or some syrup. And so we have definitely one super ready to extract there with 10 frames. Of course, these are medium size. In our blue hive, right here on this side, what we have are two honey super. We have a good queen. She's laying. We spotted her a couple of days ago. So that queen is laying. She's looking strong. There's brood everywhere on the bottom box. And of course, above it, we've got our supers. We've got a queen excluder underneath that. And then we got two full supers of honey. So we're going to have definitely 30 frames of honey to extract today. And maybe a couple less here and there, depending on how much nectar is uncapped. Uncapped honey, we're not going to extract because it tends to have a higher water content, and we don't want water in our honey. Obviously, a little bit of nectar is not going to hurt, but we'll have to check it, you know, and see what the sugar level and water level is actually in it. So we've got a special device, and I'll talk to you about that later when I actually demonstrate the device. But if you look at below our supers, you see a little bit thicker piece of wood. What that is a bee escape. And I'll show you the bee escape. But basically, the idea behind the bee escape is that hopefully the bees have moved from the top and they go down, obviously. And as they go through the escape, they manage to find their way down to the escape to the main brood box. But theoretically, they're not supposed to be able to find their way back up. So we'll have less bees on these supers because we pushed some of them down and they haven't found their way up. But we do have a smoker going. We've got a brush. So we're going to go ahead and get started with extracting the honey. And obviously, first of all, we're going to take these boxes off, carry them back to my garage. We have all the equipment set up. So on the next segment of the video, we'll go into the garage and we'll just take a look and see what we're doing in there. But before we do that, let me remind you to please subscribe down below, click notifications, and you know, be a subscriber of the Sir Winston Honeybee YouTube channel. Today you're also going to meet some of my assistants, and that's going to be my wife, her friend Amy, and my son Spencer. So let's get on with it, shall we? All right, so here we are at the blue hive. We're going to start with the blue hive first. And so the idea here is what we're going to do is we're going to just remove these two honey supers. We're going to use this bee brush just to kind of brush the bees off. I'm going to put them on my dolly over there and cover them with a damp towel so the bees don't kind of fly off in my garage. That's the idea. And we'll go ahead and get that started. I'm going to give you a long shot so you kind of see the whole process and you don't miss any of the action, so to speak, out here. All right, so let's get this started. All right, well, there's a lot of bees here, so it appears that I must have set up my my bee escape upside down, and so all the bees are up here. Not to worry though, we'll get them off. Alright, so we'll just be brushing these bees off. See, you might not be able to see from where the camera is set up. This particular frame doesn't have a lot of drawn comb on it or nectar. I'm going to use this. Throw this damn towel on top to kind of keep them away. All right, so we got one full super. We're gonna go ahead and take that into the garage, and we'll start extracting in there, and we'll show you the process next. All right, guys, so we have our helpers today. Here's Spencer. And this is Kim. And this is Kim's friend, Amy.
I'm not your friend too.
Oh, you're my friend too. You're my friend too. And here we are, extracting honey with Jesse, Kim's extractor. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, we're back and we're here extracting honey, and this is my lovely daughter.
The co-owner of Sir Winston Honeybees.
Okay, the co-owner of Sir Winston Honeybees. And tell us what we're doing. What's over here?
So
what's our first station?
Over here we have our frames that are full of honey that still need to be decapped with the decapper.
All right.
Oh, I stripped a little honey. So now I'm just using this decapping tool to decap the the honey comb, so that it can be spun in the spinner by my assistant.
That would be
Benjamin Wyatt.
Gia's boyfriend / assistant. So, assistants.
Hello. This is an extractor. In there can fit two, not one, but two frames. Thank you. Ben, would you like to take a spin?
I would love to.
You're the goodwill ambassador.
Can I be the event coordinator?
Yes.
I want to be the PR person.
Anybody wants to do
So when's the next time we'll have honey? Next summer?
maybe in the fall?
This is like things like this. I have to
Are
do
you
it.
right-handed or left-handed?
I do. You might find it easier on
Saving
this
the
side.
bees one spin at a time.
Hey, here you go.
I had a towel I was using that for wiping.
Are you here on the side? Turn it.
Huh?
Turn it and do it, whatever it is like easier for you.
All right, so we've just spun the extractor like a couple hundred times by hand, and Ben did a lot of hard work there. And so now we're gonna see what that honey looks like as it comes out of the extractor. Tilt it a little bit. Give me some more of that glory. There it is.
Wow. That's pretty epic.
It's a lot of honey.
It's from two frames.
You know that in their entire lifetime, one bee only brings in 1 teaspoon of honey?
In their whole life?
They only live for about 45 days.
How
So,
many bees do you think you've gone through?
can you imagine how many bees have produced this much honey?
No, I can't imagine.
And that's just 2 frames.
Yeah, that's insane. The frames are heavy.
Yeah.
It's. All right, I'll be right back. My alarm is disconnected from my thing, so I just got to get my phone.
These chickens are okay in there.
All right, so after it comes out of the extractor, it goes into this 5-gallon bucket, which holds 5 gallons. And before we do that, we filter it through 2 different filters. One is a 600 micron filter, which is this one. And it's a little full of cappings right now, so we kind of have to swoosh it around. And then it'll go through a 400 micron filter. And then we'll have our final product. Right here is our honey. And right now we've got probably about 3.5 gallons of honey. And I just spilled a bunch. So yeah, then we're gonna bottle it. And that'll be the last step in our process of honey extracted. Are you ready, Amy?
Holy shit, John, you can't even lift this.
I know. So we gotta let some honey out.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. What are you gonna do? Oh, yeah, I see.
And you wanna hold the jar under there?
Oh, do the
So
honors?
we're just going up to where it starts right here,
Okay.
the end of the curve.
All right, Joe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Close
sorry.
it
Okay.
Slowly, just let it out slowly.
That's my jar on the floor.
All right.
It's on video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
Amy just opened the spigot without any jar underneath it. Spilled a little bit of honey.
Oh, just a little bit.
oh, I'm sorry, John.
Got another jar.
You should probably put a secondary jar under there.
Yeah, we should put a pan under it. Let's put a pan under it.
Yeah.
Why
Do you
don't we
have
put that under it?
No, just get like a baking pan. Too little, too late. But
Ones that they played you didn't like?
No, at least those episodes. The ones. I tell you what, man, I could watch Odd Couple and fucking Taxi all day long.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taxi was really revolutionary. I mean, some of the stuff they
Here,
did on
pull-
that,
pull
people
shit.
hadn't really seen before.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was Danny DeVito's
Yeah.
breakout show.
I mean, Reverend Jim, oh my gosh, Christopher
Yeah.
Lloyd,
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Here,
Andy
can I
Kaufman.
have the
Tony,
satchel?
Tony Danza.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Henner.
Oh, she's so cute in that. Oh my god.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Did we filter these?
That's getting filtered right
It's,
now.
Okay.
it's probably some on this metal thing, but not enough to really bother with. Plus we gotta move all the flames out of the way, but I'm gonna.
Now time to insert the poison.
So I know that this is honey from the very bottom.
How do you know, John?
Just know it. I know things. I know things.
Did you say that it's not okay if I take this out into the grass and clean it because you don't want the
The
honey
dogs
on the
will.
grass?
Yeah, because I don't care about the honey on the grass. What I'm worried about is the damn dogs licking that honey. All right, everybody. Well, that's the whole process, as you saw. We actually started out with 3 supers of honey. That's 10 medium frames, and we extracted what we could with our manual crank extractor. Our son Joey showed up today, and he was really cranking on that thing. So I think he had a lot of fun with that. And from what we extracted, we had a full 5 gallons of honey, which amounts to about 60 or so pounds. And so, as you can see, we bottled some up. There's still some in the bucket. We're looking for some more, going to the store to get some more mason jars. Go to Menards. And yeah, that's it. That's the process. So again, I want to urge you to subscribe to my channel. And hey, if you see some local beekeepers, make sure you buy their honey. And that's it for this week. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm John with Sir Winston Honeybees, and happy bees, everybody.